All right. So, welcome back once again. We have been talking about who's the boss, talking about relationship and financing, and just learning a little bit of information from all three of these young women. We have Siobhan, we have Destiny, and we also have Nikki here. And all of them have, it sounds like you guys have the same opinions when it comes down to a number of different things. So we had a comical moment just before break here, talking about as far as if I was a certain height and I was making the amount of money, if that right there would, be a hard no, yes, or if you would give it a shot, and Siobhan said it'd be a hard no. So, so I mean, that's cool. But let me ask you this right here. So let's say, for example, that you guys are meeting each other pretty close to where you're supposed to be at, and uh, we'll look at as far as on just the submissive side. Are you okay with as far as submitting? I mean, because it sounds like everybody up here is a boss, in one way or another. It's like I mean, you're pretty as far as set on like hey, I'm firm with making my own decisions and doing this. How submissive? I mean, would you say that you really would be able to be to somebody like that, or are you really more content, with hey, I'm the leader, and you follow?
Mm-mm. I am very submissive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not like a man that will let me run over him.
Yeah.
Because I
It's
mean, yeah,
like,
I mean,
yeah,
Definitely
it's
get
like
ran
no.
over.
because I don't want to confuse as far
Yeah,
as like viewers
no,
or
Yeah.
audience with that right there, because it may sound like as if, well, yeah, I mean,
no.
I mean, they running everything,
I love to be submissive.
Okay.
I love for my man to pull out my chair when I'm eating. I love for my man to, even when I'm out to a restaurant, order for me. I'm okay with that. That turns me on. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just like, I like that take charge. Yes, I
Okay.
love that to be like a lady,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't. I have standards and I'm not willing to settle. That's literally it.
Mhm.
I love being submissive. It turns me on when a man shows his masculinity,
Mhm.
when he displays being a king, you know? Ooh,
Yeah, and
I
it
agree with
it
that.
gives
yeah.
it gives them an opportunity to do that. Like give them that opportunity to be a gentleman, to allow you to like cook for them and cater to them, and I really like the fact of just, them being their own person and really like taking charge like you've mentioned, but yeah, I'm all about being submissive to my, my person or my partner. In my desires to be married one day,
Right.
I don't want to be this alpha woman. I don't want to have to sit here and try to check somebody because, they may have said something crazy to me, every time. But I want my person, my partner to really stand up for me, like support me in that as well. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for and looking for, desire for it, if say so. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Now, what do you think?
I actually agree with both of them. I love to be submissive to my man too. The thing about society right now is they're trying to remove the man out of the home. You
Okay.
know what I mean? So, I would love to give my man the power that he deserves, that he needs because of everything that's going on in society. And I'm just going to speak on black men or
Okay.
whatever. Black men really have it hard out here.
Mm-hmm.
The jobs is giving them problems, police, whatever. And I feel like as a woman, we should be able to be the peace for that man as well as vice versa, for him to be our peace as well. But to submit to him and give him, he's
Yeah.
a king. He is supposed to be the leader of the house,
Yeah.
regardless of how, society has flipped the script. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I
Right.
definitely agree with both of them.
So, do you young ladies feel like as if that social media has a major role to play in why it's like a fairy tale picture is painted to a certain degree for relationships, and it is harder than when we get to reality
Mm-hmm.
than what it portrays
Mm-hmm.
as far as on social media.
Well, your social media, besides making the money I make, I really don't like social media like that because it's portraying the world to be such, it's just so fake on social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and like you said, and then when we get into reality, we like, oh, this ain't, da, 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 da. But we're following things that we see, and a lot of people do that. Even when people get scammed on Facebook or anything like that, they're only following the lifestyle of what they see. But I can take a picture right here, right now, looking like I'm $1 million and go get in the 1992 Honda and drive off. You feel what I'm saying? So it's all about the tricky of the eye and the stuff that we are seeing, and it is definitely messing up a lot of stuff in society.
Yeah.
I think it puts a negative effect on how we live our lives. Like,
Yes, that's
especially with how, I'm seeing a lot of like women and men like this like competitive competitiveness. Like they're always competing against each other, and I'm like, why is this a thing? Like, I was talking to a friend earlier about this, and it was something that I pointed out and noticed that we're doing a lot of. Like, why are we putting each other down like that? I mean, why is it even a competition? You know what I mean? Why are we not supporting each other, whether we are, a different race or culture or whatever? But yeah, I mean, that's something I'm seeing a lot of, and I wish we would not do that.
I feel like that it is when it comes down to the social media that it was maybe not in the beginning, definitely designed for that. It may have been designed to be able to make the connections, but that's what it's definitely doing now. Because I was talking to this couple not too long ago, and the young lady, she did make a statement, and she said that she wished that she was just scrolling, and then she showed her partner. She said, "I wish this is what I would like for us to be able to have." And it was some other people. It was another couple that, and she was like, "He takes her and he does this and this, and all that right there." And at first, I didn't even know what to say. I just sat back quiet for a moment, and then the more I kept watching her, how she did him, then I told her, I said, "You know what?" I said, think about it like this right here. I said, you guys, I said, are in a good place right now. I said, and you may be going higher. But my thing is, uh, I never say that, hey, I wish that I could be able to have this. And even Destiny, like from us having a church background and everything, they would say things as far as like about, the anointing, the spirit and everything. Like, don't never ask and say, well, I wish that, I had that, because you don't know what they had to go through to get that.
Yeah.
And so the same thing as far as when it comes down to this social media world. I told the young lady, I said, it would not be a good thing to just say that you want this, because you have no idea. Yeah, they may be driving that Rolls Royce, and they may also have a $2,700 monthly payment just for that right there as well. They may be living in that big home, and they may be paying $7,000 per month.
True.
And they have to go out every single month and make the money. Just because you make a lot of money, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Because one thing I have definitely seen is that people may say, "Oh, no, no, no," because I used to say it. I said, if I could get to a place where I was making $4,000 a month, I'll never probably need anything else again. Then I got there. Then
That's what we ain't no money.
No,
I'll make
That's what
make
I'm
about
saying.
5 a month, and it ain't nothing.
That's what I'm saying. And that was when I was making about $1,500 a month. And then I got to a place where I was just like, if I could get to 8,000, and I saw it. And so that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like new things will come. You have children, and after that, then you want to be able to give them better. And so a lot of times you will see things and change. It definitely does. Come into play. But like I said, I mean, when it comes down to as far as that social media thing, my personal take on it is I never have, been one of those type of people. So I'm from what I'm gathering, all of you have been the same exact thing. Were you going to say something, Siobhan? Oh, you was okay. Because I know I meant them to be able to speak, and then I cut it off. But I really was wondering about that. Another question that was sent as far as to us to be able to find out with you girls is that when you're inside of a relationship and kids come into play, let's say who you feel like should really take care of the kids. Let's say you got to a place, and let's say that y'all have got married and everything, and money, is not really the big thing. But let's say you're bringing the money in. I'm gonna make an example for a minute. Let's say you're bringing the money in. Maybe like with the pandemic and everything, things they set back a lot of people for a season, and let's say that season lasts for almost 2 years. I know a lot of people went through divorce and everything during the pandemic separation, and they found out that I really don't like you as much as I thought I liked you. I mean, all of that type of stuff happened. But let's just say you're in that type of situation, and you're still making your money, and maybe he's not making as much money anymore. and it's been a long season. Would you be okay as far as you still going to work and him, being at home with the kids, but he's believing that eventually he's going to get back to where he wants to be or once was?
Yes, like tag team.
Okay.
Put me in, coach.
Okay.
Like it's a thing. It's your turn. Like I just feel like somebody's got to do the job,
Mhm.
and it's like especially when you say you're married for
Yeah.
better or for worse.
Mhm.
What can the for worse be other than
What if you're not married? What if you just dated?
even if
Or
you're
we'll say you're living together, but you're not married.
okay, well, you've made the decision to live like you're married
Okay.
if you've moved in together. So still tag you're it. You can't be upset when you've already made that agreement to live like you're a unit.
So you
Like you're a
fine with
unit.
him taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
going to
For a
work.
limited time only.
How long?
I don't know.
That's why I
It
said,
just
what if it extended for about maybe 18 months?
well,
Does it look like at that point he's not trying?
if it looks like he's still trying,
Okay.
and I understand that his job primarily was taken because of the pandemic, then yes, I would say I would be in, but you're gonna have to make up for that. Now my duties are gonna be far and fetched now. The cleaning up, you're gonna have to up the cleaning.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to have food on the table too now.
Mhm.
Like you get what I'm saying? You're gonna have to like up your duties now. Like I don't want to come home and still have to like double work. It's not okay. So like I'm okay. I understand things happen because if it happened to me and if it ever does, because even though we always at some point have a period where we come on back down. And for a season, I'm gonna need you to understand that for me.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna plant that seed and let you go ahead and stay at home. Make sure the kids get to school every day on time. And make sure, please, I'm okay with cleaning the cooking still,
Mhm.
but get them socks off the floor, Doc. You can't be out here. You can't be out here with watermarks on the mirrors. No, I ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I think y'all have to talk about it, plan it, work it out, what works for y'all really. And like she said, if I'm gonna do it for a year being at home and you work, and then the next year I want to go and, pursue my degree or doctor's degree in something, while you work, then y'all have that talk. Y'all figure out how y'all want to do that, but plan accordingly. I think too, we've always grown up to see like how society has portrayed it to be like the male is the one that's supposed to, go to work,
Provide.
right? And provide and be the protector and all this other stuff. But we've also seen like, single women out here doing it by themselves, single mothers, out here doing it by themselves, getting degrees with kids in school, by themselves, and having to do it all by themselves. But it's not traditional anymore. It's definitely different this day and time. So I see no problem in it at all. If he wants to be at home, if that's something that we've come to agreement, and it's gonna work for us, then yeah, by all means, do that. And then, I'm gonna, do what I can to make sure and provide for the family. But yeah, I totally agree with some of the things that have already been said. Mhm.
Okay. So, all of you are in your 30s currently right now, and we can already tell that. I mean, and you stated like, I mean, maybe you've been through a number of different things that, like you said, Siobhan, like I'm not going back there. Like I will not. No matter what happens.
Red flag.
Like that right there. That is totally out of the picture. So it's like you pass the stage where you're just going to settle for anything. But do you believe that someone else had wrote in and they wanted to know I think the correct phrase, I had to think about it just for a moment, being digmatized actually exists.
It does.
Okay.
Sorry, I just had to say it.
Even at this age.
Oh, well, no, this was a couple of years ago. I'm 32. I'll be 33 this year. I've actually learned a lot. I've been single for 3 years now. So those 3 years, I have learned a lot. But yes, you can. I was with someone before and how we would talk. He would stay at the house. He did not do much, okay? I was always under the impression that he was trying. He was trying to do this. He can't find a job. He can't do this and that. Well, it lasted for a little bit, but then I started getting irritated because, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the sex was good. And what I have learned, and this might be a little funny though, People that really ain't got stuff going on for themselves be having some bump sex. And it's just
don't
like
have-
that.
what's that?
People that do not have stuff going on for themselves normally are good in bed. And I'm sorry, this is just an experience of me from ages of 20 all the way up to 32. I mean, I have dealt with some broke men, but it was like, whoo, you know what, let me just, I look over it because, but then once, reality and stuff starts setting in, and then, you gotta figure out what you gonna do.
So
Yeah.
so I appreciate you for clear. So you're saying it without saying it that, hey, I've been there.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I just had to say that.
Okay. So
Look, get that off my chest.
okay. All right. Well, I feel like you answered for everyone. Did anyone else want to say anything?
I've never been there. And that's crazy because I'm almost 40. However, I'm attracted to very, very smart men.
Okay.
So whereas you can be dickmatized, I'm brainmatized, I guess. Like I am in love with an intellectual
One that you're able
man.
to learn.
Yes, I love that. It's something about a smart man. It just does something to me. It's like, okay, you almost make me feel like I could be dickmatized, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a
It attracts you. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Did you want to say?
No. I haven't been in that situation either. And I feel like if you are like, I feel like that's more like when you're younger, like you are still trying to find yourself, you don't know any better. Like you're just like, okay, I'm still learning. This is just what it is. This is not gonna last that long. Eventually, you're gonna figure it out. Like, okay, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. I got all this other stuff going on for myself. He ain't really doing nothing. Like she gave the example, and you'll just be like, nah, this ain't for me anymore. Like somebody else might come along and be like,
time, but over a period of time, it's like,
yeah,
I woke up.
yeah,
I really up. Like, oh,
right.
gosh.
Right.
But they say
Absolutely.
sometimes when you get older, they say you reach an age where you go back to that. Now, I never had it before, so I don't know.
know.
But they say you
Okay.
reach an
No,
age.
listen, no, listen. I agree with you.
It-
It is true.
it is true.
And this,
Okay.
I'm not talking about me, but I have some relatives in my family. I'm talking about older women that are beyond 60.
Oh.
And they went, it's like they stay single for so long and they wanted to live like as if they was about maybe 20 again. And so,
Ooh.
I don't know if it's,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a midlife crisis that
That could be a
sets in
thing.
Yeah.
or whatever, but yeah. So we could, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother
Okay.
discussion. That's a whole nother time.
Right.
This is a good way to be able to conclude this right here. But what I will say is that this has been really, really good. Just learning, as far as what you guys and I mean, I think that someone definitely could be able to say that they've, heard your opinions and they could be able to have some takeaways, from some things that you have said. So I appreciate all of you for coming to be able to be a part of the Dr. Ollie show on today. And don't be surprised because we've even talked about it that there may be a part two that may come back for some of this right here because there's a lot more comments and remarks that we're probably going to get from others once they do hear as far as you guys' opinions about all of this. So until next time, I would like to be able to thank our viewers and I would like to be able to say let's continue to talk, let's continue to listen, and let's continue to love as we continue to educate each other on these crazy topics like this right here. Thank you.